Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. My hair is up tonight. Looks a little crazy, but that's okay. Um, Tonight we're going to be talking about Jade McKissic, and I want to see what she has to say tonight if she comes through. I also want to tell you guys to go look at a YouTube video of one of the family members that, hi everyone. I did. It's a little messy right now, but I'm okay with that. Um, hello, hello. Miss Susie. Hello. Amber, hello. Hello, thank you. It's a little messy, Tonight I'm just having it up in case I get hives, usually that happens to me during my lives. Angela, hello. How is everyone tonight? Miss Laura, hello. Miss Karen, hello. I'm on just a few minutes early just to get this out here. I want to send you guys to Miss Kim G. Hello. I want to send you guys to something that has to do with this case. What don't I know about this case already? I've had so many people send me this case. Uh, so there's a lot of it already out there. So I'm looking for something that we don't know tonight. Thank you. It's a little messy, Susie, but I'm all right with that. No biggie with me. So tonight, I want you to go to, after this is over, I want you, if you can, go to uh, look up a person's name of Kenneth Cutting and his autopsy from the medical examiner completely several, the family member found at least 6 mistakes in his autopsy. Now, I say this because this goes to the character of the Bayou murders or the Bayou, however, what's going on down there. We'll find out tonight. I want to talk to Jade and see what she has to say. And this man's autopsy was so poorly done. And it's really strange that this many mistakes occurred in that case, just for this one person. I did watch it because I felt it was important for me to go to the character of the medical examiner because I think to have that many mistakes, this person needs to be fired immediately. The weight was completely wrong in Kenneth Cutting's autopsy. The street name was spelled wrong. My camera's already focusing in and out, as you guys can see, as well as the this is the crazy part of it. They said that he had some sort of like cardiac surgery done, and the family called up and said, this is all wrong. And she pointed out so many mistakes in the autopsy report, and she couldn't believe it. How many mistakes? Oh, I must have just mixed up information with the case. That was his excuse. That's what he said to her. There was no how unprofessional of me, or it was terrible. So this is who's heading out some of the autopsies in Houston, Texas. This medical examiner who completely screwed up on this autopsy. Can you imagine how many other bodies he's claiming are not murder victims or victims at all, and he's just putting any old thing in their autopsy? So they definitely go watch the video. I'm gonna have by the end of this video, I'll make sure you guys get the name of the video. It's from Brian, I believe, Enting Investigates. Brian, Entin Investigates. Kenneth Cutting is the heading. So when you guys see this video, you're going to be so shocked at what this woman says about her family members. This family member's autopsy. You'd be stunned at what you're going to hear. So can you imagine how many people are being murdered or whatever else down there, and these medical examiners are that careless down there? Yeah. That was just one thing I wanted to be upfront foremost about as we begin, because I feel like it goes directly to the character of this case. And I'm here in Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. I have someone that lives down there, and they're very down there because the college that the girl went to, her daughter goes to. And she stated that she does not feel safe whatsoever alone, walking alone in that college. And that's really, really scary. Kim G says chills residing in Houston, Texas. And that is scary. So when I initially started this case, I wasn't even working on Jade yet. It was for the person that actually lives down there and that I know very well. And I definitely pulled in information just from McKissic. Just from talking on the phone about the college itself. I do feel, I want to see if it comes up tonight though, from Jade. You're welcome, Kim. I mean, the person that lives in Texas, for me, that was an automatic pull to Jade because they automatically go to the state. They were automatically in the same college. And that was alarming to me because it just didn't fit for me how women can be so unsafe there and still go to college there. You know, some of them don't feel like they have a choice. Yeah, she's very beautiful. Jade McKissic is very intelligent. She had several scholarships. She decided to go to Houston. When I say intelligent, very smart. She just was bright. She lived her life. And when a woman has beauty, intelligence, and brightness to her, that throws off a kind of jealousy to certain individuals. I wish I could be like that. I wish I could have that. I wish I could do that and feel as free as she is. Unique. She's very unique, I'm being told. Unique. Kind of like one in a million unique. Hello, Miss Emily. Kim G says, wow, it is rough. The city tries to make it appear safe. The person I know that lives down there says it's very she goes to the college down there, and she says she feels very unsafe there. Now, I picked up the name Reed, or the word Reed. Now, REID or R-E-A-D. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I picked up this person works on the campus. One of these people works on the campus that takes girls or people in general. So the name read or the word read. So to me, this person could work in a library, or they were watching Jade in a library. They were in that fashion in the library. Or to me, I'm going to say this because I picked up on somebody that would have seemed like almost like a security guard or Houston police, or it's very weird. They know the bayous. That's what I was just told. They know the bayous. Whoever it is knows the bayous. They know the currents. They know the flow. They know the ins and outs of the bayous. Caught as in they will get caught, or as in they know not to get caught. Not to get caught. Hi, Miss Jamie. Jamie is the lucky winner of the free reading. So we will be doing a free reading for her. Okay. I have to turn this heat off because I'm getting a very, very dryness. I don't like dryness. It dries my throat out. I have a hard enough time with my throat being the way it is. I don't need this anymore. Out of the way. I need more space here. Sharon B21662. Hello. How is everyone? Okay. So the few things that I did get for Jade. That's okay. You can do man or a woman. You're still, I call everybody honey or sweetheart anyway. So the few things that I did get for Jade right away were sharp twice, drive, scene, as in scene. I don't know if it's scene of the crime or like I seen someone. And then I have the word edge, grow, devour, play, given, make, driven, took her, breed or breath. I didn't understand that part. I never know what that means right away, but I'll figure it out after. And also the word taken. Now, did someone take her to the bayou, or did, that's my question. Because she's seen on camera walking to the bayou and she goes out of focus. Okay. And then I wrote down that info for you for the Kenneth cutting. So I really want you guys to check that video out. You're going to be stunned at what this woman tells the person interviewing her. That is a shocker to me that it could be that careless. And I'm just stunned. I'm floored at the oh yeah, I must have mixed up the cases for the bodies. Wow. Put my phone in front of me so I could see it in case I have my phone on vibrate. So in case they call. Hello, Miss Laura. What do you mean? That's okay. So devour. Okay, so that was the correct spelling and the correct word for that. What do you mean Jade was devoured? Devoured. Time lapse. Tape. You guys can also start with your questions if you'd like. Hello, Amy. Oh, I believe it. I really believe it. I mean, look what I did a video earlier about saying I was going to be on live here tonight. Then I realized I had to talk about how many people sent me all these videos about what's been going on YouTube. And I was just like, are we really that stunned by it all? I don't think we are. Sebastian talks about uh, the Carter man, the Brandon Carter. He talks about a Bobby and a Sims or Simmons. Amber, could you go over the words you list again? Sure. Sharp, driven, seen. Now, does that mean I always give a variation if I'm not sure, but I feel like it's the scene of a crime, So sharp, driven, seen, or seen, as in I see you, you see me. Edge, grow, devour, play. Hold came up afterwards, but that's just something as it goes along. So I wanted to mention that before I say it. Took her, breed or breathe. Like I said earlier, I'm very confused about that yet. I don't know. And taken. So I don't want to put any sudden things out there yet. If you know what I mean, because we don't know what happened to her yet. But these words right now we're talking about: Jade, devour, time lapse, tape, lose, group, sever. D. White, hello. How is everybody tonight? Okay. Teresa Bowman, hello. Now, mind you, the amount of bodies they are pulling out of this, not just one bayou, but several bayous. They're saying there's no need for panic. Most people are either homeless or accidental drownings. How do you know that without investigating every single body? Every single body. They are their own case. They are their own case study. The medical examiners, it is their job to do every single case. And the other important part about the Kenneth Cutting case, the family didn't know that his case was even closed. The family found out from a reporter, which was stunning to me, that they didn't even do an investigation. They didn't do not even a proper investigation, let me put it that way, let alone they didn't check cameras. They didn't do anything. It's really crazy how there's no police work being done anywhere. Miss Susie, was she murdered or did she drown? That's my question. Does that place have alligators? Texas has alligators. I guess you would call them gators or alligators. The person that's down there talks about gators, talks about snakes, talks about rats, talks about all sorts of crazy stuff. That's the weird part about me. For me, the bayous, though, I don't think that they would have gators around there because the bodies are being brought up in huge numbers and huge amounts. So I don't think that anything is happening to where they're being, excuse my language, eaten. Yeah, I'm sure there is, because the person I know that lives down there is in Houston. So they are very, very, like, there's snakes, there's rats, there's all sorts of uh just it's like the wild wild west down there, the jungle. Okay. um okay. No, yeah, not common. Um but a lot of the bodies are being pulled out of the bayou. So to me, that's someone that has to know the bayou currents, how to get around camera systems, how to get in and out of the place where the bayous are without being seen, without being heard. Um, According to police, a lot of the people are homeless. A lot of the people are accidental drownings. There are several murders that they said, yes, they have found people that have been murdered. It could be gang members, it could be sex trafficking, it could be a plethora of different things going on there. Sure, absolutely, I agree. But with this much going on, right? Why isn't there a regular patrol out there? Why isn't there a form of, like, um, park rangers? Why isn't there something down there that keeps an eye on people down there? I'm confused on why, if there's so many people going missing and dying and being found in the bayous, where's the security? Why isn't anybody paying attention? Kim G says, bingo, Sarah, and the police are killing inmates in the jail near by where Jade was found. Look up Harris County Jail. Everybody look it on up. Good good pointing that out, Kimmy. Why am I calling you Kimmy? Who called you Kimmy in life? That is so weird. Why would I call you Kimmy? Nobody cares anymore, Susie. They really, really don't. People have lost their humanity in so many different ways. People are just, oh, Miss Cool Molly, there you are, Dolly. My daddy is in spirit now. Yeah, I'm like, who's calling you Kimmy? I don't even, you know, why am I calling you Kimmy? That's the funny thing. Well, there you go. Kim, I'm gonna call you Kimmy if that's okay. Like Cool Molly. My throat's a little scratchy tonight, guys, so bear with me. Told you I'm coming down with a cold. Um, so we're gonna start our questions off with Jade tonight. Hi, Miss Aggie. How are you? Good to hear from you, honey. I'm being told about the phone. Now we know by the reports that the phone was supposedly left at, I believe, the bar. From what Daddy loves his city, Houston, Texas, and he was murdered by killing crew of he was still fighting for justice. Wow, that's terrible. Um, so I'm being told release and pick. I'm not sure what that means yet. Um, so the phone is being brought up. We know the phone was talked about being, I believe, left at this dine-in restaurant slash bar. Now, the first thing the media did was to make sure that they said she was at a bar drinking and she left the bar drinking. It wasn't just a bar, it was a place you eat with food and you can order a drink. The media automatically made it sound like she was, hammered, drunk. So that's the one thing I don't agree with. You don't know how many drinks she had. You don't know if she was a sensible drinker. There's so many things to what the media put out that about her that you don't know if it's true or not. I mean, does the bartender know how many drinks she had? Does the person that waited on their table know how many drinks she had? I mean, why wasn't that put in the media? That's the thing that I don't like when we talk about people and they maybe have been drunk and they want you to think that she walked to the bayou drunk and she fell in and had an accidental drowning. Why do I not believe that? I don't know why I don't believe that, but we can ask Jade, because if she says so, then okay, story done, over with. But my question is, why did it take so long to retrieve her body when the bayou was right there, not that far away? Why did it take 4 days? That's my question. That confuses me. I don't understand what you mean. Did she accidentally drown? Okay. Meet who? I'm being told drowned, right? And then I'm being told, did she accidentally drown? Did she, more or less, did she fall into spirit? And I was told no. And then also meet and apartment. Meet and apartment. Okay. You guys, if you have questions, let's ask these questions so we can get in more in depth with her. Kim, if I can call you Kimmy, if that's okay, if you don't mind. I feel like I'm supposed to call you that because that's what was said to me. Kimmy says, uh, arrow in the middle, right on the money. Jamie, what do you mean, dear? Oh, by drowning. Oh, I see what you're saying, honey. Okay, good questions, guys. You guys can keep them coming. We'll start with Jamie's because Jamie was the first one to say anything. Jade, honey, did you drown if natural causes? Did you fall in? Was was were you alone that night, or were you with someone else? Something about hair being pulled. Hold on, Miss Kimmy. Can Jade speak on her daddy who works at the campus? Horrible family. Jade, honey, did you meet with someone? Or did so when you were walking, okay, were you going to go meet someone? Did you leave to go meet someone? Or just to go get some fresh air and go off by yourself? Okay. This is the second validation. Meet someone. Who was the person you were supposed to meet? Were you okay? That maybe that's what it was. That's why you keep going quiet when I asked you that question. Were you supposed to meet someone and then someone uh did someone interfere with that? Did someone attack you? Did someone hurt you, Jade? Because you said attack you from behind. So, release what, honey? This is the second time you've said that. What about a friend? Were you going to go meet someone you knew? Okay. 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 I'm going to ask you more of this, okay? If you're able, I'd really appreciate it, honey, okay? Because this is your story. This is you telling people what happened that night. Because the media is giving a whole different venue of what happened, honey, okay? She says she was going to go meet somebody, but a guy pulled up. You're right, Laura. Jade, these people on here are have your back 100%, honey. It's okay to go have fun. You should be safe when you go have fun, right? You shouldn't have to worry about someone hurting you in any way. We won't think anything bad of you at all. You're not judged here. You have a safe space here to talk and to say exactly what happened to you. Because the media is saying there's no proof of foul play. There is no, more or less, no, you don't look like you were hurt in any way. You wanted to leave. Okay. Now, when you say you wanted to leave, what are we talking about, honey? Are we talking about the place that you were when you left? Like that, excuse me, that you left with your the friends? You left at the place where you're eating and having a drink? You left from there, or you were talking about something different? Can you explain to me what that means? I don't want to ask you too many questions. I feel like I'm going too fast for you. She wrote a children. Jade, you wrote a children's book. That is awesome. You wanted, okay, we're back with you wanted to go. Okay, so you wanted to go where, honey? Where did you want to leave from? She says it's almost like she said she wanted to leave out the shop. I'm gonna assume that she means the place where she was with her friends, right? Um, Restaurant slash shop slash. I'm not sure why she refers it to that, but I assume that she means the place that she was at. Now, when you said you wanted to go, you wanted to go, and that's okay. I don't agree with the people letting you go alone. I think you should have went with somebody, and that's not to judge you. I think they should have made sure they kept you safe because when you go in a group, you stay in a group. You know what I mean? They should have went with you as your friends. That's not your fault though. That's not what I'm saying. You left because it felt shady? Now, when you say you left because it felt shady, what do you mean by that, honey? Did it feel shady with the people you were with? She speaks about she kept trying to say something, but they kept cutting her off. I assume in conversation wise. Um, okay, so when you left, that's okay that you left. It's all right that you left. You should be able to just go somewhere and be safe. It's not your fault. When you left, honey, you were on camera, right? Where did you go when you went? Were you trying to walk to the bayou or were you not trying to walk to the bayou? She says not. She was not trying to go to the bayou. This is her third way of telling me she was not trying to go to the bayou. I don't know. What felt shady about the conversation you guys were having, honey? What was the issue with the conversation? Oh, okay. She's saying, you ever just feel like when you're with a group of people, once you're with them, you feel out of place? You feel like, oh, I really didn't realize I don't belong here type of feel. It was the kind of thing she's saying. It was like she didn't, I don't want to say belong with them, but she felt um, kind of like she's saying, like, they didn't match my level. They didn't match my level. And why was that shady to you, honey? She's like, something about them made me feel that way. Okay. Um, very bright future, Kimmy. Yeah, that's what I mean, Susie. Brays Bayou actually is a concrete canal through Houston, right? And she was thinking like me, it was a swampy area, right? So if there's that many people dying and going missing and being thrown into all the surrounding bayous, not just Brays Bayou, but all of them, why hasn't that made national news? Why hasn't that become a big deal? Yeah, Kimmy, she's saying she felt off. There was something about them that she said it felt shady, that it felt off. They weren't like, I guess you could say she said they weren't matching her energy. Now, I don't know what that means for her. Maybe her intelligence, her level, her, um, but to use the word shady, I don't know that, she said they weren't matching my energy. That's her words, not mine. Susie Q, verify what you mean by that. Walk with them or rode there with them? Right. Shell Bell. I think that's what she meant. She wasn't vibing with them. Think she was saying it. I'm saying in her words what she's saying. She wasn't vibe. They weren't matching with her energy. I'm I'm not offended by that, Kimmy, at all. I'm not offended that by that at all. Not at all. Gotcha, Susie. Okay. I want to I before I ask those questions, guys, I want to ask about the phone because this girl is intelligent, right? She wrote a children's book. She got multiple scholarships. To me, she wouldn't just leave her phone, but that's just my thought process. Why would she leave her phone at Eden Diner slash bar, whatever you guys want to call it? Um, what did you leave your phone on accident? No. Okay. So did you leave it there on purpose? No. So, okay, no to both questions, right? Did you think you lost me? Oh, okay. You thought you lost it? Something like, I thought I lost it. I got you, Kimmy. So you thought you lost your phone. It wasn't you left it there on purpose. It wasn't that you left it so people wouldn't know where you went, kind of thing. Okay. That's my question, right? Because they said her phone was at the place where they were at, right? Maybe that's the shadiness she was picking up on about the friends. She thought she lost her phone when in actuality, maybe one of them had it. Huh. Okay, honey. Let's go back to some of these questions. I have some more questions for you, Jade, if you're all right with that, okay? So, can we go back to the one question I had for you, honey? You said a guy pulled up, right? And something about pulled your hair. She also talks about friend. She also she keeps talking about release. I don't know what that means. She said she left because it felt shady. They weren't matching her energy. Hair pull. Who was okay? Let me see. Were you when you said going to meet someone? Who were you going to meet? On the way there. Okay, but who was that person going to be? Who were you going to meet? Friend from college. Apartment. So you never made it to the apartment, right? Or no? You didn't get far. So in the time that you walked, right, from the place you went, you left from those people you said don't match your energy. You walked out. Where did you go after that? Oh, I get you. Okay. I know a lot of gas stations that I noticed that I've traveled around to different states to, they have this gas station named Cliffs. That's what she's referencing to me. I think she meant she stopped at like a gas station or something, like a where you can get a slushy there because they talked about she got a slushy, but I never knew what she meant when they talked about a slushy. So I thought that was strange. I'm keeping reference to like a cliffs. That's a gas station. That's a gas station. Okay. So you stopped at a gas station, right? That's okay. Did you notice anybody strange behaving there? Was anybody bothering you in the store? Did anybody follow you from the store? Brays Bayou. Okay. So you talked about a man, a guy pulled up, right? I'm so uncomfortable. My back is killing me. She said, I tried to run, but he caught up. Tried to run, but he caught up. Pulled my hair. Yeah, Kimmy. Okay, yeah. I don't believe the medical examiner. You guys won't either after you watch that video. I believe because, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound controversial, but I think because she was of a black person, I do believe that Texas is very racist. They're very racist people. Uh, Not everybody, so you have to excuse me when I say racist people. I just mean a lot of people are. Um, but I need to know more about this because, honey, what did this man do to you? Can you tell me what he did to you? Because they're saying your death is undetermined. They don't know how you died. There's no foul play, they said. There's no nothing to indicate that you were hurt. She said she fell to her death. How did you fall to your death, honey? Did you did someone else cause your death? Was this an accidental drowning? No again. Okay. So, if you fell to your death, sweetheart, what happened in that time that you fell to your death? How did you fall to your death? Oh, how can I put this? It's kind of like um it's like she got free from the guy, but she fell into the bayou. So this guy was going to hurt her. He was going to do something to her to do something to her, and she fell in. It was kind of like a struggle. It was kind of like a she got free from him, but he also was going to he basically was going to take her life. But in that struggle, she fell in. That's okay. That makes sense. I understand, honey. No, I get you. I understand. Jade, is there anything that you want to say here? I know it wasn't. It was. She says it wasn't accidental. It wasn't. It's not that she was drunk and she fell in. It was not that she tripped and fell in. Somebody tried to hurt her, and she got away from the person. Like it was like a very big struggle. She's a fighter. She's a fighter. She's strong. She's intelligent. Was this Jade a person that you knew? She said no, but he watched me from his car. Where was his car parked? Can you give me like a directional pattern where it was parked? When you say I don't know if she's saying like car with an accent, or like a car, or core. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes my accent comes out a little bit too, so I'm trying to understand, because she's talking about, I swear I heard core, park, left, and also river. I'm going to say river because that's what I hear, even though it's a bayou. But I feel like it moves like the river, it flows. So you're going to lose a lot of evidence that way. You're going to lose a lot of Kimmy, I don't know about that, but I also think that there's a lot of hate everywhere, and it wouldn't surprise me. Was the what? Okay, here's Jade. Was the man that tried to take you, was he white? Was he black? Was he Hispanic? Was he what ethnicity was he? What do you mean? She said white and black. Um he's biracial. Black hoodie. Was not a this guy looks can you show me his face? Did you see his face? To me, he's in a baggy hoodie, so that represents to me he's um, not a lot of weight on him, and that makes sense how she got away from him, because he doesn't look like he doesn't have when you see a man in a hoodie, you see either his weight or you see his muscular figure, or you just don't, because of the weight. To me, this guy is very skinny. Um, he has one hand in his pocket, but I don't see a face. It's just darkness, which kind of sucks. Um, his shoes are these. You ever see a beat up old pair of Nikes, white Nikes? That's, I feel like, what they look like. Um, to me, Jade. Was he taller than you or shorter than you? Because I'm kind of stuck in the in between. I feel like he's either the same height or just a little bit taller. He's taller. Okay. Gray walk. What does that mean? Gray walk. I'm not sure what that means. Can you guys look up what the reference would that mean? Oh, I heard, Kimmy. Like I said, I have somebody that lives down in there, and I've heard a lot of bad things about them people. It could be, Susie. What does the gray walk mean? I don't know, maybe I can look it up. I mean, sometimes they give me phrases and I have to figure out what they mean. Let's see. Well, I see a few things on here. I see that, Susie. Sidewalk is gray all around the bayou, Kimmy says. People jog there too. Um, Gray dealer in Houston. Kimmy says, Gray Walk. Wow, there is money in that area. I don't know what that means, honey. There's a lot of different phrases from that. Kimmy says it's a high class area. Susie says yes. Greenway Trail around Bayou. Tall. So you did not know this person, Jade. This person was just standing, like I guess you could say, hanging out in the cut, as some people would say, from where I'm from, hanging out in the cut. Smoking. He's a smoker. Smoke coming out of his car. She said, I remember how nasty it smelled. Yeah, I can ask Susie. Now, when you talk about Gray Walk, is that a brand of a shoe, honey? Can you guys figure out if this might be like a restaurant or something? Because I'm getting Gray Walk, then Thai, then restaurant. Kimmy says lots of stores, nice restaurants, sports players hang out there too. Yep. I know that lane. I got that. But there's something, I feel like this would be more of a place, maybe. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Maybe we're spelling it wrong. Gray. All right, Kimmy, I need you for a minute, honey. I need your eyes. I need your ears. Gray Walker, Houston, Texas. This is something I just found, okay? This is on something on Yelp. This is, I don't know if this is like by a restaurant. Hold on. What's the website? Founded in 1954, Gray Walker is one of the oldest independently owned and operated masonry construction supply distributors in Houston. Can provide you with everything you need for any size job. Gray Walker supplies a number of Houston top production builders, custom home builders, commercial contractors, and retail customers with everything they need from foundation in the ground up to chimney to the top of the roof. That's downtown. That's not near where we're talking about. But I'm wondering why she mentioned this. I'm wondering if the guy works for the place. Not sure. Gray and Walker are street names. Down. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, yes, she's not far from downtown. She wasn't that far from that area. So it wouldn't be abnormal for someone from that area to just be sitting up there, right? Just hanging out in the car, just chilling out, hanging out. Okay. So you talked about him being a smoker. Was he smoking cigarettes? Was he smoking a cigar? What did it smell like to you? So I'm assuming this person was smoking a cigarette. Okay, so when this occurred, honey, when he pulled up behind you, right? What was his objective towards you? What was he trying to gain from you? Was he just trying to talking something about get in the car? And she's saying, "No, I'm leaving. I want to leave." So you didn't know this person whatsoever. No, he followed me. Okay, I just wanted to make sure, sweetie. What can you tell me about um oh, okay, honey. She said if I was going to go, I was going to go on my terms, but it just happened the way it happened. Like she tried to get away from him and she just so happened to fall in. But it what she said more or less if it was going to happen, it was going to happen the way I wanted it, is how she wanted to die. He was going to hurt her real bad. Something about she tripped and she oh really, yeah. What a piece of work he is, huh? Um, it was like she was trying to hang on to something, and this man was trying to still get her out of the water because he wanted to hurt her, right? And she said, "No, don't touch me." And he said, "Now you can be. Now you can be." What a piece of shit. I bet, Kimmy. I bet. So she would have rathered been going that way than allowing him to get her back out so he could hurt her. I mean, Kimmy, how fast are the Bayou waters down there? How fast are they? They can't be that fast, right? That's my question. Are they? How would she not be able to get out? You know what I mean? I'm asking you that because in my mind, I'm thinking of in a different way. You know what I mean? How fast do the Bayou waters move? Are they fast ripples? Like, you know what I mean? That's my question, Amber. Could she swim? Maybe she didn't know how to swim. Poor thing. Ripple. Okay. Jade, would you like to say anything to your family? Kimmy says the undercurrent is what will get you. Okay. I didn't I'm not really too sure uh the force of it. You know what I mean? So, and if she had a few drinks, you know what I mean? She could have been relaxed in that way to where her body was too tired. You know what I mean? I know if I have one drink, I'm like now I'm before when I was younger I could throw a couple back and be okay, but now I don't have anything to drink. I don't do anything, you know. That's what she must have been because she said that's what she said. She said the ripple the ripple was too strong. Poor sweetie. Jade, would you like to tell anybody anything from your family? Do you have a message for your family tonight? Oh, sweetie. She said Jade McKissic is not dead. I'm a survivor. And I understand what she means by that. She's not confused. I get it. She's having this understanding where I went my own way. I didn't I didn't I didn't go the way he was going to put me. Do you have any messages for your family, sweetie? Your dad has a lot to say. She talks about her dad having lots to say. Something about reasons. How does the family feel about her disappearance? Do they feel like something is shady is going on, like shoddy going on? Because she's saying something about her dad does not feel um, what happened, and they're saying in the media is not accurate. What really happened behind it all? Does that make sense? Um, what about the rest of your family, sweetie? What about your mom? What about your friends in school? What about any messages for them? She said, my phone was never lost. She said, y'all played me. I haven't found or seen one outcry from them unless it's being silenced. Can you ask if the white truck at the service station when she was walking after leaving the service station? Do you remember the white truck, sweetie? Jade? Do you remember the white truck at the gas station or the place where you got your drink from? She says she didn't bother to look. I didn't bother to look. There's footage. You didn't bother to look at the truck? Or were you just sometimes when we're out and about and we're in our thoughts and we want to go somewhere, we really sometimes we just don't pay attention to our surroundings as much as, sometimes it just happens that way. We don't mean to do that, but we just nonchalantly do it. You know what I mean? So, the man with the car who followed you, right? Do you remember what the car looked like? It would be really important. Where was the car? When the guy followed you, where was the car? Kimmy, what does this mean off the cut? I mean, I kind of get what that means, but what's off the cut, Kimmy? I mean, I have an understanding what that means. When you say off the cut, honey, what do you mean by off the cut? Um, I don't know. Let me see what that means, honey. Let's see. Is this a place? Okay. Timestamp. How many of you heard that? Kimmy, okay. Um, she talks about this word. I'm just going to spell it to you because I hear it. Bordeaux. The Tanglewood Apartments. Where is this to the bayou? You heard it? Let's see if there's anything else with that name in it in Houston. You all heard it? Every time something is mentioned, it pulls up Houston, Texas. So, oh, it's a restaurant, Kimmy says. There's also apartments, too, with that name. There is in Houston. I think it means not pre-planned, improvised. Oh, no, I don't think this was a planned thing. No, I don't. I do think that some piece of crap was hanging out in the cut. And this beautiful, beautiful woman just walks by, and there's this guy in the waiting, and he tries to take advantage, and she's not having it. I definitely believe that. But I mean, I thought maybe like to where the bayou is off the cut, you know what I mean? Um Also jog. People must jog there. Go there. How did you guys hear that? Kiwi says it's a common last name between Texas and Louisiana, and I believe I read that she has roots in Louisiana. Okay. I have roots in Houma, Louisiana. Houma. Did you guys hear that though? It almost sounded like a woman laughing. Or talking at least. It always gets a little wacky here. Heard it. You heard that too. Okay. Just want to make sure it wasn't in my freaking imagination, which I know it's not, but. Can you spell that for me so I know I'm. Is that how I spell it? Yeah, that's what I was bringing up when I searched the word. So again, here we are back in Houston, Texas. Here's another word. Here's another name. What do all these places have in common that we're talking about, honey? Brays Bayou. That area is nearby. Okay. Do you see what we're getting here, though? We're getting all these different names for the area. Who do you have with you? Another soul is with her. It has to be someone that is of good in nature. Okay. Who's the other person with you? Come together. 80, 81. Are you saying you have a person of 81 years old with you? Brays Bayou. Guys, can you look up something for me? Um, the apartment address is near by where Jade was found? As in the word she just said? Kimmy? Um, she talks about having someone with her. An 81, I guess you would say an 81-year-old person. Also Brays Bayou. Can you guys do some fact checking for me? I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm not, she could be bringing this person through too, because the person that might have hurt this person might have hurt her too. So I think there's a connection maybe to this person. So that's why I'm asking for. Okay, Kimmy. So that apartment is not far from the bayou. So it makes me wonder. Well, that's my question. Can you guys do me a quick favor, whoever is hearing this? 81-year-old victim. I guess because she's talking about she has a soul with her. An 81-year-old from Brays Bayou. So, hold on, honey. I just my feet are getting cold. When my feet get cold, it gets active, really, really active. So the energy is going to pick up in here, guys. Just be prepared. Kimmy, oh yes, elders have been found. I can check that. Yes, please, honey, and see if Brays Bayou is the Bayou, because she's talking about she has someone with her. Too old, too old. What do you mean too old? Do you mean two elderly people are with you? Houston police have confirmed that a deceased male located along Buffalo Bayou near North Kirkwood matches the description of a missing 81-year-old Nicholas Lester T. Are we talking about this person, Lester T? She's not trying to be funny, but she's saying no. This is a granny. This is a person of a female. We have somebody on here who wants to know, honey, has the person that hurt you or was going to hurt you, have they done this to someone else before? I want you guys to timestamp this because I'm hearing disembodied instead of hearing her right now. To me, this is off in the background here. Um, there's again. Disembody, I hear differently from spirit connection. Um, thank you. Karen Danielle, maybe it could be, but I don't know because she speaks about 81-year-old and Bayou. It should go Brays though, unless she's talking about Oh, I need to go back to Kimmy, I'm being told. Okay, Kimmy, I guess you were the person she wants to talk to tonight. What can we tell Kimmy? Kimmy lives in Houston. Well, what can we tell Kimmy? Because if Miss Kimmy can help, that'd be great. She's talking about a tunnel, Miss Kim. Miss Kimmy Kim. Not far. Miss Kim, I have to ask you what this means. She's talking about tunnel, Brays Bayou, not far. I'm aware, Shelbel. I'm aware of that. I'm talking about, she was talking about an 81-year-old woman. Okay, Kim, because she's talking about, see, she's talking about tunnel, Brays Bayou, not far. Um, do people walk through that tunnel? Can people get into that tunnel? I'm kind of confused. Because I hear these noises and I don't know what I'm hearing. You ever hear sneakers on a gym floor where you make that funny sounding noise with your sneakers on the gym floor? It's a very strange thing what I'm hearing right now. Really? Okay. Miss Kim says tunnels run downtown too. Yes, people shop, eat underground city. Okay. Is there any evidence of the person that tried to hurt you? What color car? What model car, honey? Did you see the car? Did you see, is it a car? I'm saying car. Let me rephrase that. What type of vehicle was this man driving? Um, you say Chevy Auto. What's a Chevy Auto, guys? Yeah, when I tell you if a vehicle has a gas, it has a brake, that's what I know about a vehicle. Chevy Auto. Chevy Auto. Let's see. It could be, I don't know if it means a certain kind or if it just a Chevy Auto. Right. Susie makes a valid point. I cannot find the 81-year-old lady, but I am also not clear as to all bodies that have been identified or not identified. We don't know who what, because the problem with that is um, it's such a cluster down there. Can you imagine just so they don't have to do paperwork, just so they don't have to do. I can't even imagine. Kimmy says the trucks down here, Chevy trucks down here, are very popular. A Chevy Auto, maybe automatic. Okay. Well, there's different kinds, sweetie. I need you. Can you tell me what? Okay, we have. And that's just going with one of the nicer versions. What color was it, honey? So Chevy automatic. Okay. Now, when you say Chevy automatic, is there more to that brand? Was it a okay, hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find an image. Hold on, Susie. I'm getting to something here. I don't know. Okay, just so I hi Julia. Kimmy, I do have a question. Do they make Humvees types of vehicles like these? She's talking about a Humvee type vehicle. Now that's, to me, well, we adore you too, Dolly. Is the Chevy Colorado? Oh, those are popular here, Kim. You know what I'm talking about? Something like these type things? That's what she's talking about. And Chevy. Okay. And that's what pulls up. Humvee. But it's made by Chevy. Does Chevy make Humvees yet? Or is that something that's in the make? Was it a specific color, honey? What color was the Humvee? It's kind of like, I guess you could say. Can't see, sorry, but the young people ride those vehicles that look like tricycles. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I think they're called e-bikes or something. I don't know what you would call these. To me, it's just okay. Everybody look up the Chevrolet Colorado. Chevrolet Colorado. Excuse me, I'm tongue tied tonight. That's what I'm thinking, Miss K. That's what automatically pulls up for me. It's so strange that would be. This, to me, this isn't something that you use on the street, so right? Hello, Veronica. So we're not talking a car. I think we're getting at it's not a car. It's a bigger vehicle. Nope. This is a newer trying to say that there is no the death is undetermined. That's what I'm saying, Miss K. I'm very confused on this because um Amber says there are Humvees that can be driven on the streets. The person that tried to hurt you, honey, you said he looked, I will say, biracial. So he kind of looked, because you said half, you basically said white and black. So to me, that's biracial. But she's talking about Wendy, specifically about Chevy type. So I would say we call our Chevrolets for short Chevy. Um, the person that tried to hurt you, right? He had a black hoodie on. I'm hearing military grade. Military grade. But the description that I got from you earlier was he was not a bigger guy, he was skinny. Um, we're talking about done this before. Okay. Are we still talking about you, Jade, or are we talking about the person that you were with? Honey, I am listening to you. I am listening to you. She said, why is no one listening to me? Honey, we are listening to you. It's just a little bit confusing, that's all. So when you said he looked biracial, honey, can you show me his face or can you tell me what he looks like? Like the nose, the eyes, the hair, anything that would give us a form of a composite sketch, a description. That would really be helpful if you could. And if you can't, that's okay. I'm just trying to get as much in with you as I possibly can. Timestamp. I know you're frustrated, honey. What do you mean nobody listens? Oh. Um, Ms. K, good observation. Um, Jade McKissic. She says she tries to reach out. Nobody listens. I try to reach out, but no one can hear me. Honey, that's because you're on a different frequency now, okay? It, our soul is eternal. Yes, our body, things happen to it, or we pass of normal causes. But your soul is eternal. It's very hard to communicate at first with others on the physical world. You're on a frequency level now. There's a physical world and there's a frequency level. There's many frequencies. You just have to meet your people that you're trying to talk to on the physical realm so they can understand you. I am in the in between, so that's why I'm able to hear you. I can hear you just like we're talking as if you'd be in the same room, okay? Physically. The one thing that you can learn how to do is use your frequency to communicate instead of trying to use your mouth, honey, because you think you're still in physical form still, and you're not, honey. You're in a you're in a frequency form. You're in a energy form. So you can use the radio, you can use the lights, you can use um, timestamp, you can use anything around your surroundings. In this is this is this is funny that I say you can use what's around you, and she automatically uses what's around. Um, Sweetie, you can use a lot of different things around you, whether it's, um, I know you don't understand how, and that's hard at first. It's really hard at first because you weren't ready to go. You went so fast that it just your soul was kind of pulled away from your body too fast. So you didn't get to have that moment of peace as you passed. So your body is not in limbo. Your body just doesn't understand you're in the frequency yet. The frequency, once you get the understanding of frequency, can move and you can communicate through frequency. It'll become easier, honey. It's like being reborn again. You have to learn how to talk, how to communicate with what you want. I really encourage you to really try to communicate as much as you can with those that want to hear your story, because they can get your story out, honey. And if there's anything that I can do to help you more so, you just have to tell me, okay? What do you mean? Find your way out of where? Honey, I understand that. It's very confusing to you. She said, I'm just trying to find my way out of here. Um, when some people are ripped out too fast, um, they're either in a form of energy and they don't. So when I went to the other side, I didn't see anything around me. I didn't see buildings. I didn't see my own, you know, I was just part of a light, of a source. And some of them don't understand how to, because they were taken so fast, they're still looking for the physical body, you know. She doesn't understand how amazing she is tonight. And she is communicating. She's communicating just fine. But she wants to communicate with others that cannot hear her on the vibration she's on. And that's a very hard thing to grasp. And that's basically what she's saying. She doesn't know how to cross over. She does understand that she is past. It's just she doesn't know how to get out of the level of frequency she's in to go to the next place. Sweetie, what I want you to work on is understanding that you are not of a physical connectedness now, okay? But you are of a frequency. You have the ability to go wherever you want. The frequency, you can go to the next realm, you can go to the higher source. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You are not stuck anywhere. And I know that's very hard for you to grasp, because not having a physical body can honestly make you feel a restraint, which is strange because in the vibrational realm, you just feel a part of something, and you don't feel, or you don't see yourself, but you feel yourself a part of something. And you have to find peace in that vibration first, honey. But if you want to go to the other place and forget all this awfulness, you're always welcome. I will always help you. Okay. Well, when you are, you let me know. I will more than happily help you. She's talking about she's not ready to go yet. And that's how I know she's aware of what's happened. It's kind of like she wants to, honey, you do understand, even if you do cross over, you'll still be able to see what happened around you here, and you'll still be able to see the outcome of it, but you're not going to feel the aggravation, the pain, the sorrow, the suffering. You're just going to feel 100% at peace. There's nothing in between that. There is peace in that light. I get you, honey. But just don't stay there too long, okay? um, she's talking about, I'm not going yet. I'm standing like, it's almost like she's saying I'm standing 10 toes in, and I want to see results. I want to see what's going to come of this. And I'm trying to explain to her that it's going to be okay, because no matter what frequency you're on or you decide to go to, you still will be able to see what's going on this half. Yeah, Veronica, I know I've told her that. But Jade, honey, you're not stuck, and you don't have to be in the vibration that you are in. Okay? Anytime you want to go to the higher, to the source, excuse me, that's what I call it, the source, to the heavens above. I've heard so many spirits tell me heaven is real. That's okay. If you're not ready yet, you don't have to go. That's never something I would ever force on any energy, okay? I understand that, honey. You have a strong spirit. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of a girl named Savannah Spurlock. She told me the same thing. She doesn't want to go until she sees them pay for what happened to her. And that's almost like the kind of thing she just said to me. I don't want to take away from her to talk about the others. She did say there was an 81-year-old, and she talks about almost like I guess like a granny. Yeah, she reminds me of Savannah. Jade, your life mattered here. Timestamp. Your life mattered here, honey. You were intelligent, you were beautiful, and you still are. You were the live, you were the life in the room. Those kind of attributes people get jealous of. People will envy that. Envy is a very dangerous, dangerous thing, because they want something from you that they want for themselves, and they don't see it within themselves. And it's really it's a hard thing to grasp, that you could be so amazing and someone would want to take that from you. And to the person that tried to hurt you, nothing stays. Nothing stays hidden forever, honey. Whether it's 50 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 5 years down the road, just even 1 year down the road, all of it will come out. Timing is everything. Jade, do you have a name for this woman? That soul that was with you? Do you have a name for her? Did she give you her name? She just talks about her being shot. If I'm not mistaken, she was shot in the head. It's something about a couple. I wonder if I wonder if what she's trying to say is the woman that she's referencing was coupled with somebody else. Do you have anything that you want to say on here tonight to anybody that is watching? You have people on here that are asking about you. I get it. I understand, honey. She said, I just wanted to be who I wanted to be, and nobody should have took that from me. That's understandable, honey. I understand that. Trust me, I understand. Is there someone that we can talk to for you? Is there someone maybe in law enforcement? She's like, they're all the same. That was her response. They're all the same. Miss Susie, I need emergency help quick before you go, if you don't mind, please. Okay. Jade, is there anything else I can do for you tonight, honey? Is there anything that I can say or give a message to? My life ended, but I'm still here. This is the second reference she's made to that. She's well aware her life has ended. Your physical life has ended, honey, but not your soul. You are eternal. And once you go to the other side fully, holding on to this horribleness that happened to you, it won't matter anymore because there's peace and happiness and love and light. There's all forgiveness. There's no hate. There's no revenge. There's nothing in the light. It's just peace. I get that, honey. I know what you're saying. She said, I'm just not ready for that yet. I think she's angry at herself and she shouldn't be. Jade, you should not be angry at yourself for what happened, honey. I understand. You sound so much like Savannah. She blamed herself. You don't need to blame yourself, honey. There are pieces of crap in this world that will reach out and try to hurt anybody they can get their hands on. You being beautiful, you being the most amazing person you are, somebody wanted to take that away that night. And it's shameful, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I know you're frustrated. I understand. Lane says 81-year-old shot to death. Samaria Bellows in Houston. Okay. Okay, Susie. Okay, hold on. I gotcha. Jade, at any point, if you want to go to the other side, I will more than happily help you, okay? Did you guys just freaking hear that? It sounded like a dog barking. What the fuck? Excuse my language. That was the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Weirdest shit I've ever heard. What the heck? Aggie, you heard it. Veronica, you heard it. Miss Jade, everything is just so much noise in the background here. So I'm sorry, I was startled a little bit. If you'd like me to give a message to your family or to the people that you are trying to reach out to but can't hear you, you tell me and I will give them a message. Or I will put it out here for you. Timestamp. She's talking about the shoes. Says she was something about being buried in or buried in. Is there anything else you'd like to say, honey? I know I can't take it with me, but I wanted a choice. Well, Miss Jade, I understand. And I will definitely keep you in my heart, and I will definitely reach back out to you and check within you and check on you to see how you are and to see where your energy is at, okay? And I want to see if you're ready to cross over or do you need help crossing over? Yeah, yep. Susie's asking for help. She's talking about you guys are good folks. You guys are great folks. She said goodbye. She talked about Susie needing help. What a great girl she is. So smart. She's so beautiful. Ugh. People are just pieces of crap when they feel that they need to take a life. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Why people have to be so evil. Hold on, Susie. You want me to do something now for it? Do you want me to see what I can pull through for you? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're asking? Okay. Just look at this picture. So hold on a minute. Just writing his name down. This is all I really need to do. Right here in front of you guys. Look at his picture. Mm. People are just pieces of shit. When they have to take a beautiful soul like Jade McKissic away, they're gonna have a special kind of karma waiting for them. They took away someone that would have been a phenomenal person in this world that would have changed the world for the better. Thank you, Aggie. Let's see. I'm trying to blow up his picture. So far, I have bound or found. I always put that variation, Susie. So bound or found so far. So um, if let's see. See. Okay. Just give me a few minutes. I'm just going to sit here quietly. I'm trying to stare at his picture a little bit. Usually the picture I pull energy from. So I'm just going to put um, Clarksville. All right, I'm trying to look at this so I don't have to. And in case anything pulls up from this, I don't need to. It's already here. Clarksville. Bound. Okay. Um, so Another thing, I'm trying to figure out a place to put my phone here so I can look at this picture here and there. It almost looks like a rolling of a body. Yeah, Christopher, Chris. Something about money. So, haven't heard that word in a while. Shakedown. Um, Susie, is there a Raleigh in Arkansas? Did I say it right? Raleigh? I know my accent probably comes out in these off and on. Raleigh? Am I saying it right? Raleigh? Let me see. I mean, I don't know if the chat's just slow or. Let's look. Not that I'm aware. Okay, let's. I could be saying it wrong to you. Um, let's see. No, that's not even. That's North Carolina. There's got to be a different. This got to be. They has to mean something different, maybe. So far, I have found or bound, and we've already discussed not found. So bound, also rolling, um, of a body. Money, sever. When I hear sever in a reading, usually that's my symbol from spirit that the soul has been severed from the body. Um, the word Raleigh, shakedown, and also pleasure. Um, stand in. Not sure what stand in would mean. Look at this picture some more. Um, hmm. When I hear pleasure, that's usually having to do with a woman. Now, the thing I get from his picture is kind of something different. No, not Veronica. She's already spoken. Um, to me, I get a woman that um, is kind of playing some victim sort of thing. Uh, it's kind of like a victim sort of thing. Like a woman will. You ever see those scammers that'll come up to your window and say, "Hey, I need some help." Um, this woman would have. I'm just reading some of the messages. Sorry. This woman would have kind of drawn herself into him, and there would have been somebody with her. Does that make sense to you? It's kind of like a shakedown. This woman would have, um, okay, um, this woman would have been one way with him, but when really she was planning something far more, I guess you could say, nefarious with him. Um, think about it: cab fare, money. How many people are robbed in a day? An Uber driver or something of that nature. Um, would they have stolen his car? Uh, my question is, why not take the car? You know what I mean? If they were going to take the money, why not take the car? Yes, Julia, 34 years old. Are we saying this Julia is someone in the case? Um, because to me, this goes to a woman who would have had some sort of agenda, and it was really, um, it's kind of like when you have, just this is just an example, guys. When you have someone that is meeting up with a female and they end up having someone with them to rob the other person, it's kind of like that to me. It feels like that, um, for pleasure, but and the word stand in, I'm not sure what that means. And the word Raleigh. So, I have to see something. Mm, 13 hours at best. So, gotcha. Okay. Um, so at best, okay, if we're talking about Raleigh, North Carolina, where he went missing from, that's a 13-hour trip from there to there. If the person is from there, um, that would be a question I would have for him if he is if he is passed on. Um, okay. Um, is Christopher Lawrence? Okay, I need to be more timestamp. I need to be more right. I'm aware Susie's still missing. Okay, your answer. Oh, you found him. He's still missing from Arkansas, excuse me. Thank you. Is he being held against his will? No. Was he held against his will? Was he robbed? Susie, is it okay to say his name on here? I don't. That's what's holding me back. I need to know if I can say his name on here. I don't want to say it if it's not to be mentioned. Oh, okay. Well, I've been holding back so I don't mess anything up. Okay, gotcha. Totally okay then. Okay. Um. Yes. Thank you guys. So we're talking about Christopher John Lawrence. As you know, Susie sent me a pic. He is 34 years old. Okay. Okay. Is Christopher, I want to say his whole name because the one thing you have to realize, Spirit, you have a lot of people with the same name. You don't want just anybody just showing up. So I'm going to say his full name and we're going to start from scratch because that's what was holding me back. I didn't want to say his name out loud. Christopher John Lawrence. Age 34. Okay. Let's see. November 8th, 2025. Okay, that's all I need. I don't need to see any of this other stuff. Okay. All right. Let me just get a quick drink here and then we'll see what we can pull through here. I might go quiet for a few minutes. That's me pulling information from his name. We got bound or found, and we know it's not found because Susie already said no, found. So it's bound. Roll money severed. I just want to keep it all in one spot. Trip. Shakedown. Oh. Timestamp. Woman. Fair. I just want to keep it all together and then we'll move on from here. Pleasure stand in. Okay. All right. To me, this does have to do with a woman who would have tricked him into something when really there was somebody over here getting ready to just rob him. Take what, what I don't get is why not take the car? That was confusing for me. I mean, I know people can get caught that way, which is understandable, but why not take the car? That's what's kind of throwing me off here. Stand in. There it is again. What do you mean by stand in? Is Christopher John Lawrence, is he passed on to the other side? Is he in the in-between? Stuck. Okay. Was Christopher John Lawrence, was his life taken? I can see two men struggling. It looks to be the gentleman you're talking about in the front. You can almost hear them scuffling. Like you can hear their hands and it's kind of like they're scuffling with each other. One's trying to grab the other one while the other one's pulling away. What exactly happened to Christopher John Lawrence? This is confusing to me. Why not take his phone? Why not take the car? Was this a robbery? There's two men. Are we talking about one being Christopher and one being a different man? Or is there two men? These were white men. Two white men. One has light blue jeans. He seems to have a bigger build to him, but he's a little older. He's not the age of this Christopher. He has the bottom part of him. Someone else has the top. To me, this is an older guy, though. He's not the same age as Christopher. He's older than him. He exceeds his age. The name Will. There's the name Will popping up. Let me just have a moment of not looking at the screen. It's distracting me, so I want to be completely. I need to look up this name that was just said to me. This name, I swear, is very familiar. Um, Susie, I have a name here. I don't know who this is for or what this is for. That has to do with this case. I hear a Chris Walsh Adams. Also, I just want you to be aware. Um, also, money. It's almost like I'm hearing an overlay of a conversation. Um, and some of this is the crappy part about auto writings. The writing sometimes isn't even in my handwriting. Um, bottom. Okay, that's. I hear money. Don't want to see it. River. Tundra. Mess. Will say anything to get her needs met. Phone ringing. Chris Walsh Adams. I'm still going to keep going for a few minutes if you guys are okay with me not talking, just to see what else comes through. Okay? Um, if any of that makes sense to you, Susie, just give me a thumbs up. Um, okay. I keep hearing river. Stamp. Um, Thank you. I'm aware, Miss K. My question is, why didn't they take his phone and why did they take his car? So if this was a robbery, I guess you can phones are trackable now. Maybe that's could be the reason why. Because I got followed back to them. That's fine. Maybe they assumed he had money. You know what I mean? This could have been this woman assumed he had money. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. To me, this was assumption of something. Um, it was almost like a setup to see. Back to river. What the hell is that? Ooh, sorry, guys. If I don't know what something is, hmm. His dad has been searching the river himself every day. Um, I keep hearing, okay, I don't know how to take this. Is this a vehicle or is this a tundra? The tundra, I'm looking it up to see, is a treeless, cold, and barren region with permafrost found in Arctic or subarctic areas on a high mountain. Do they have high mountains there that might be, and I mean, this wouldn't make sense for that because Arkansas it's pretty warm, I'm assuming. Because I got also where'd we go? I got after I told you about the name that I heard step again, river, lake, mount. Now, okay. Um, I also got mount and guard. I don't know if it's mountain and guard or mount guard. Like I'm not sure what that means yet. And then I hear crunching when someone's walking, like a really dry. I don't want to say gravel because I'm not talking about gravel. I'm talking about walking over like a really dirt road with maybe a couple pebbles type. You know what I mean? There's a difference in what I'm hearing here. And then I asked, well, why not take the phone? Why not take the car and fall back to them? So when I hear them, there's more than one. This is not a one person job. This is a 2-person job, if not 3. Riverbed. Okay. So this is not just a one person. This is more at least 2 to 3 people. Now, I'm wondering if he met someone, uh, more likely a woman, who wanted to meet up after work, and the meetup ended up to be something way more than what it was supposed to be. Because I keep hearing about this woman. Tundra again. Yeah, it was definitely a setup. This wasn't something he would even. This wasn't something that he was anticipating to walk into. And the word tundra keeps coming up. Tundra, tundra, tundra. And then river and bed. So I'm um I don't think that my physical body is telling me he's not alive. I haven't really gotten into what spirit is telling me. But I also I see him wrapped in I see a person wrapped in something like I did with Savannah. It's strange how it came across because I see almost like black bag, a big black bag, or something like a black, could either be a black tarp or black garbage bags. Um, and there's more than one person. Uh, I don't see the guy on top of the person, like up top where he would have to lift. What I do see is the person with the feet, and he's got, uh, I want to say like a, you know what's funny? I want to say it's a dark color hair, but it doesn't fit his body type, his age. So I think his hair is dyed. I think he's dyed it um, to cover his gray hair. He has these light jean pants on. He has some sort of jean jacket on. Um, um, and I can see him bent down. Now, when I see him bent down, he's not a skinny person. He does have weight on him. He, I don't want to say this rudely, but as someone ages, they have more weight to the lower section part of them. And to me, this guy reminds me of a man in his late 40s, early 50s, which is strange to me because, you know, he would have to have ample help on the other end to lift. And I don't know if I should say this, but when a person passes on, they have what is called dead weight. Excuse me for that term. It's not meant to be rude. But this man is lifting with the feet, and whoever's up top is lifting too. Because I don't think this is a one man job. I can't see the person on top. Um, Chris. Um, it's almost like I'm showing he would have been hit in the head. See my skin start to act up here? See I'm getting red? More on this side, which is odd. Um, this is the left side of my face, or the right side of my face. Yes, what, Susie? Um, it's strange because it's almost like there's a lot of tugging and a lot of pulling. Um, I am being told that he's not alive. Yes. Chris died something. I hear Chris died something. Yeah, my face. Did they pick him up? Did they pick Christopher Lawrence up? Or I would really like it if Christopher Lawrence's Christopher John Lawrence's spirit guides could come to me, or specifically Christopher John Lawrence. It would be helpful. I'm just trying to get basic information to help us parents. Um, I also hear the name Lloyd, or the word Lloyd. Lloyd. I feel just a lot of pulling and tugging. Um, and to me, again, I'm getting the feeling that I'm on the ground and I'm being pulled and tugged. And it's odd because it's almost like the second person. It just doesn't feel right. It almost feels like someone who doesn't have that much strength. It's just like a lot of tugging and pulling for somebody that doesn't have a lot of strength. Um, Give me a second. Gotta look something up. Timestamp. Hear that loud and clear? I hear the word Griswold, which was funny because I'm looking it up, and that's like that's a, well, it could be anybody, to be honest, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming it was a place. It could be a thing, but just keep in mind Griswold. That's a funny name to hear. I'm not too sure what it has to do with this case, but just as you know, mark it down. If it, like I said, it doesn't make sense now, it will later on. Was he picked up by somebody, or did he meet somebody? Um, Susie, whoever put his body where they put it, excuse my language for that way of reference, I don't think they're that bright. Because I hear trail cam. Um, and trail cam means to me this is a wooded area, and you very well might here it is again. You very well might catch it on trail cam, which is really crazy, but trail cam. So, I do think this has to do with a woman, possibly to do with some sort of sexual contact. Possibly meet up for drinks. Meet up. That means they didn't pick him up. They were supposed to meet. See, meet up for drinks. Meet up for drinks. Right, Susie. His car was abandoned with all of his stuff. We were trying to figure out if they dropped it after they hurt him. I don't think so. Um, I mean, you got his car and his phone, right? All traceable things. I'm wondering what they thought they assumed that he had. And why go to those links to drop his car off with his cell phone in it, in the car? Who was the woman? What was the woman's name? Christopher John Lawrence was going to meet with, or did meet with, excuse me. Okay, let's try this again. Do we have any of the names of the people that would have taken Christopher John Lawrence's life? It almost just feels strange to me. I feel a little woozy. I feel a little I almost want to say I feel a little drugged right now. My face has gotten really hot on this side. I feel a little dazed. almost like almost like a memory loss thing, like not a memory loss. I sound confused. You ever see a TV show where someone says, that's what I'm wondering, Amber. I'm wondering if they put something in his drink, because it's almost like his behavioral senses are not quite right. Kind of like when someone gets drugged, their senses become very, they don't realize their surroundings. They don't realize what's happening at the moment. Where did Christopher meet this person? Hmm. Something is just the senses are off. It's like I know the story behind it. I can feel it. I can almost see it. Like I can see what's. And I understand that. I understand what would have he would assumed was going to happen didn't happen. Something triggered his response. It's like he's seen. I don't think that they were at a bar. I don't think that they were at anybody's house. I think they were. I because it's like he sees this guy coming out from a tree area, like not a far off one, but something that would have been close to him. Like to me, this is an outside thing. This is not an inside thing or a establishment. Um, he met up with this person, and it could be maybe he didn't go home with her because of her job title. Um, and to me, it's he sees this guy coming out. This is my word tonight, coming out of the cut. Do you see how weird that is? It's playing on me all night tonight. It's like the tree line that isn't too far off from them. Very uh, in a park, maybe. I don't know. Um, maybe he took her some. I don't know, because he would have had to have been waiting there for them. So maybe it was like he said, met up for drinks, and it wasn't about the drinks and whatever fun time he thought they were going to have. Because the same guy I see with the feet is the same guy that came out of the tree line, like hiding behind a tree, like in the darkness, kind of like to bum rush him to hit him. It was dark out. It was nighttime. This wasn't a daytime thing. So he didn't go missing over the night, stay at somebody's house, and then boom, he had this guy chasing after him or doing. This was the same night. This was the same time. I just don't understand what they wanted if they didn't take his phone in his car. Yes, it's a very rural, sparse area. Okay. So this wasn't anything that was done in like a public place or met up with her at a public place. This was more of like a wooded area type thing. I think her job title is that was my next question, Susie. Because when it's like he's having these dull senses, to me it would have been put in the alcohol. So or they would have done them together or something. Um I've seen people get robbed for less. But this guy that's with this woman, he's not your typical average guy that would, because I can see his weight. I can see his, it's very weird. Because to me, he's not the one doing drugs. He's not, he could be her, I don't want to say, I don't even want to say pimp, excuse my language. And very well, that's an idea. Um, I just don't see them driving into the woods, though, far off for a deal and then that going wrong. Because that, to me, would have to go way too far out of what was expected. I think they thought this guy had money. Um, Maybe he was. Because the guy that I keep seeing in my peripheral, he's the one at the feet part. He's the one coming out from a tree. Um, the senses are dulled. I can see like a feeling of a drug, like a drowsiness, like a senses are out of control. As you can see, my face is all beet red, like I've been in the wooded area itching in the grass. See that? Why was Christopher John Lawrence, what was the purpose of him being subdued, him taken? What happened? What was the purpose? Was this a drug buy? Was this um because I get this has to do with a woman, so I just don't know if I don't know. I think she slipped something into his drink. What was the point of them? What were they going to do to Christopher? What were they going to do? Shakedown. shakedown gone wrong. Yeah, money. But I also think when he was moved, her job at that park was done after that point. Assault. Yeah, she was the bait. She was the to draw him in. Yeah, lured him. They just went to an extensive, and you know what? I think this is what I'm getting. I don't think he was supposed to be killed, and that's what freaked him out. I think they were only supposed to hit him over the head, take what he had, be gone. But I think they went too far, and I think that's the problem. That would explain moving the vehicle, not taking this, not doing this. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. Um, I hear a name, Josie. Josie. And the reason why I got she was a sex worker was because it was what she was wearing. I saw almost like it almost looked like a hot pink skirt. Um, a jacket, almost like one of those cheap fur jackets, but they're like short to like match the outfit, like kind of like it would go down to your hip area. Um, but that also doesn't mean that's what she was wearing. That could also symbolize what they were trying to show me as a worker that way. I don't think he OD'd. I think this woman lured him there. Well, you can say lured because he came to her. And I think the guy coming out of to cut the tree, he was there to take whatever he thought this guy had. Um, and I think but do you know what bothers me about this communication with him is he's more of showing me things than telling me things. Um, I've gotten minimal words, right? And it's like he's shown me more of things tonight than he has told me tonight. Um, and hold on a second, I have a message. I don't know who sent me a message. Hold on one second. I haven't heard anything about his mouth being taped. I see his confusion. I see his not being able to control his cognitive function. But I also feel the pulling on the ground, like as if I'm being moved, like I'm out of it. And I think what they did is they hit him too hard in his head and they didn't realize it was going to kill him. I will definitely tell him, yes. Christopher, the person that's helping look for you, that your mom and dad love you very, very much, and that they will find you. They won't stop looking until they find you. And to me, this guy is, um, it's so strange because he's overweight, right? And he's wearing these tight blue jeans, like these tight, ugly, they just don't look like they fit him for a man. You ever see one of those guys that wear tight blue jeans and they're, and I'm not making fun of anybody's weight, but to me, this guy is, the pants don't fit the body type. And the hair doesn't fit his age. It's just, they've done this before. They've done this to plenty of people. Um, I think they've just done it so much that they didn't realize that they actually took his life instead of just knocking him unconscious. And I think they realized it midpoint, and that's why the cognitive part there too, he might have been hit too hard in the head. But I also, I don't know. I don't, do I think it had to do with drugs? I don't know. I don't get that vibe. Um, but I do think they might have drugged him to take his, because maybe they thought he had money, a robbery gone wrong. Like some people might look a certain way, but might not have a dollar to their name. People don't get that. Um, I'm not saying he wasn't a hard worker. He might have just not had any money on him, and he only had the money that was he was going to give this woman. Um, and maybe they were thinking he had a lot more than what he had. But to see this guy, I mean, I could describe him. If I could find this picture of him, I could tell you if it's him or not. The body, his build is just so specific. Um, and I don't get it because he's an older guy. So he he's just very careless. He's very noticeable. The way he came out of the cut of the trees, Christopher noticed right away. But by that time he was too, whatever they put in his alcohol, um they must have really known what they were doing. Was a, um we're going to drug him, we're going to take his money, we're going to hit him over the head, take his money, and that's it. We're going to leave. Not realizing they probably, whatever they hit him with, they hit him way too hard. But this guy knows what he's doing, though. This is what's bothering me about the ordeal. This guy has this man wrapped up in whatever it looks to be black bags, something really dark in black color. This could be a black tarp or black bags. I'm not sure what this is, but to me, I would think it's black bags. And he's at the bottom and he's pulling this man. Dump. Not even that, Veronica. His pants are like jacked up over his stomach and they're really tight. And nothing about him says he's aging gracefully. He's very I want to stay young looking even though he's not. You know what I mean? It's just very strange. Yeah, Susie, that makes a lot more sense to me because this just didn't add up for me. But the guy knew what he was doing with the body. He knows. I mean, he's got him all. I mean, what is on this man is so form fitting to him. I don't know. I wonder what his line of work used to be. I don't know, Veronica. It just didn't fit for me the way he looks. So, tonight's live, it went way over than I expected, but it's been a while, and I was glad to be here with you guys. My next live is going to be a members. I have to get my members lives in because we have our groups that we do great activities in. We do studies, we do card pulls, spirit sessions for family. We do a lot of different stuff. I have to get that in. I will be doing it at some point. Well, thank you, Veronica. I'm trying to figure out a date here. I'm going to say by Saturday. I'm not sure what's going to happen through the week. As you guys know, I put under my last video I just did today about the upcoming video about tonight. And my husband's grandfather, he had a severe stroke. And he wanted to go home to spend the rest of his days there at home. So we don't know if he's going to make it through the week, but they honored his wishes, and that's where he is. So we are going to be just seeing by Saturday. If nothing happens, I'll be on my members live, and then I'm going to be doing Jamie's reading. So I'll be doing his reading for him, free read. Timestamp that was behind me. What the heck was that? Don't know. There's nothing plastic back there. It's all glass. I don't know. So we will do our members live by this Saturday if my husband's grandfather, hopefully not, does not pass on. Okay. And then I want to work on Emily Pike. Okay. Thank you, Susie. We've had a lot of those tonight. Maybe you guys can go back and tell me what you hear. We're definitely going to hear some chatter for sure because I'm pretty sure we all heard it at one point. So just do me a favor and go back and listen to it. Please go watch that video on YouTube with Kenneth Cutting's family member talking about the medical examiner putting the wrong information with the wrong person, the wrong body weight. We all know when we are found in water that way, a body is found in water, the body weight doubles, almost triples, right? Well, they put a weight that wasn't even nearly the weight he was. They put the wrong street he was found on, misspelled that horribly. They said that he had some sort of cardiac surgery done, which he did not whatsoever. And the family called and was just like, "What are you doing? You are completely wrong on all of this." So go ahead and look at that video. If you need the name again, I can give it to you. Brian, Entin, investigates. Kenneth Cutting. It's about the medical examiner who made off the chart mistakes in his examination, completely wrong information. Like I said, how many other people did he do this to? And he is forever tainted now and should not be working as a medical examiner. His credibility is shot completely. So, I will see my members Saturday. Cross your fingers. We will be here Saturday. I'm going to do 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure if it's going to be here or at my house. Not sure yet. But we will try to do that. No, hold on. Thank you, Aggie. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. I love having you guys on with me. I love sharing when you guys share the information. It gets people's names out there. It keeps people in the media. It keeps just everything. That's the great thing about YouTube. You know, you can always share someone's story through a video because that's forever on there. You know what I mean? It just makes sense to do that. Thank you so much, Shelbell. He was one of the greatest guys too. He was the only one that could get my colicky daughter to stop crying. The only person. Brian, Entin, investigates. That's the video that you're going to go to. That's the person that did the video with one of the family's victim's family. Okay. We love you too, Aggie. Yes, Laura. Investigates after that, though, after that title. I will be doing a Christmas live next month so that people can talk to their loved ones, see who comes through. And that's not going to be on Christmas Eve, obviously. It'll be the day before Christmas Eve. I'm going to be doing strictly a live for family members only. There's not going to be any casework in that live whatsoever, okay? Yeah, it's yep, Veronica, and then after his last name it has investigates. So you want to make sure that way you can pull up the right video. Yes. But other than that, I should be on here Saturday. Everybody, so cross your fingers for the members here because we need to have one of those done. We haven't done one in a while. Go back, listen, and tell me what you guys hear in the background. We had a lot of timestamps tonight coming from this side of the room, and the recent one was behind me, which I don't know which one it was, but what it sounded like was plastic, like a squishy water bottle. Okay, I hope that helped you in some way, Susie. You can always get back to me with any information. I can see what else I get. I have his name in my notebook, so what I'll do is I'll do more of a cold read and see if there's anything else that comes through. But I'm pretty sure that that's the outcome. I mean, that's what I felt in the body where he was showing me that way. He didn't say really a whole lot. He did show me a whole lot, though. And the name Toby. I don't know who Toby is for, but loud and clear, Toby. Does that have to do with Chris? Because I hear Chris after that. Toby, Chris. Toby, Chris. Toby, Chris. Susie, that's my last question for you tonight. Toby, can you just... It's not that. It might just be, it's been a long night. It could be I'm just tired, but I noticed I picked up on a lot of confusion, mental confusion, like I was drugged. So that could be it. It could just be he was in some way roofied, I guess you could call it, hit in the head, and dragged. But this one guy specifically, very, very, very well active in that case. Toby, to be exact, okay? Oh, definitely. I definitely don't feel like this was a suicide at all. Definitely. So I definitely wouldn't even put that into a category. I don't expect at all that he committed suicide. I feel there will be drugs in his system. I don't feel that he was using them. I feel he was drugged to get that stunnedness so they could just do what they wanted and just be out of there, if that makes sense. And the trail cam, that for me was pretty, that for me is stood out to me. So considering, it was in a wooded area that I saw this man in the tree cut coming around to try to do whatever. To me, I'm wondering if there's a trail cam, and I would have the parents see if they can ask about any trail cams. That would be beneficial. Yeah, Amber, I'm thinking that's what it was. He looked to be dazed, like stunned. Yeah, that's an idea, though. I would tell people to check their trail cams. All right. I will see my members hopefully Saturday. Cross your fingers, please. I don't want to promise you guys and end up not being able to come again. But as you all know, family always comes first. And if so, I will see my members Saturday. And then we're going to do Jamie's free reading. And then we're going to work on Emily Pike. Emily Pike really hits me in the heart because I do have some Native blood. And too many Native people are being just wiped off the face of the planet. I also wanted to mention something in Sebastian's case. If I had a reliable source, a reliable person, boots on the ground, that could keep their mouth shut and look for Sebastian, I would definitely give direction in secret, because I feel I came up with a bunch of stuff the last time we were on live, and I have it all still written down. I even went on Google Maps because I said I'm going to pull up a map, and I got a certain area that I'm being told to mention Warshams. Not sure why. Maybe that's why I need to mention it, because Silver's on the scene. Okay, well, if he can reach out to me, I definitely do that with him. It would take some traveling though, here and there. Owner of Warshams passed away. Sonny passed away. If you know who Sonny is, he was the sheriff on duty on the case. The Green Hoodie passed away. So there's no questions that anybody can ask these people. And I just think that's a really big coincidence in some ways. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sonny, who was going to interview Brandon Carter, because it was in that video that people sent me for an interview for a promotion. Now he's got now we have Craddock, who does absolutely squat. And then you have Brandon Carter, who was pissing and moaning about the show coming to town to help put Sebastian's name out. They don't want to use the flyers from the FBI. I have all these people coming to me and telling me these updates. I have to say I'm not shocked, like I said. Warshams keeps being mentioned right now, and I have not a clue why. I can only just imagine. I think it has to do with the gentleman that passed away that worked there. Oh, and Bobby. But how many times did Sebastian talk about Brandon Carter? Is it Bobby Simmons or Sims? And all these other things. So a lot of that stuff didn't surprise me because Sebastian has talked about that long time ago, how they were all involved. Now we hear this phone call from Stinkfoot talking about how Brandon Carter was with him in Mississippi. Doing what? Doing what? This is what corruption looks like. This is what Sebastian talked about. He has friends in law enforcement. He hangs out with law enforcement. And this is why Sweet Sebastian's case hasn't been solved. But keep doing what you're doing, people. No matter if you like the YouTube content creator, if they're keeping Sebastian out there, Summer Wells out there, let them have their moment because they're doing what the police are not. So, doesn't surprise me. So, keep on doing what you're doing, guys. Keep Sebastian out there because he needs us, period. All right, my loves. It was good to see you all. Excuse my hoarse voice. This is my cold that I'm getting. Yesterday I was all achy and my body hurt and I was miserable yesterday. But cross your fingers. I'll see you Saturday. Okay? And, you know, what I always tell you guys, watch your six because you just never know what the hell's around you when you're not paying attention. Okay? I'll see you all Saturday, hopefully. Have a great night.